Hi, so I'm Alyssa, and I am currently doing my student residency in a sixth grade social studies classroom at one of the middle schools here in Sioux Falls, and I absolutely love it. But I'm in a team that is very in control of what goes on in our area, and so although our kids are dealing with things that we aren't always aware of or don't always know what's going on, um, we're able to kind of stop those bad behaviors. And so the situation that I'm going to talk about today happened in the lunchroom, and I wasn't there, but our science teacher was there, and so were a couple administrators, and so they came back and told us exactly what happened, and we talked to the kids, and all the stories kind of matched up. So I have a pretty decent idea of what happened, even though I wasn't there to experience it. So about 2 weeks ago at lunch, these two boys were not sitting at the same table, but sitting back to back, and they kind of started to get into a word argument. There was some verbal slamming going back and forth, and one of the boys started to throw a punch, and the other kid tackled him, and so they started to kind of wrestle on the table. And the other kids were obviously not very happy about it, and went and told the lunchroom supervisor. And so the boys were sent to the office and had a chat with our administrator, and then ended up in ISS for a day and a half, for the rest of that day and then the following day as well. So just trying to get them back in control. And when we talked to them, one of the boys owned up right away and said, yeah, I shouldn't have done it, and the other one was very ignorant about it, almost he thought it was funny, and didn't take responsibility. So that was interesting to see that in their personalities. But obviously I wasn't there, so I couldn't do anything to stop it from happening. But we've kind of started to take precautions afterwards, so we're acting in a reactive state rather than a proactive state. But these two boys are not in the same class for us, and so we don't see their aggressive behaviors as much. But when we do see them together in the team area, we'll separate them, or if we see that they're starting to get agitated or just kind of are off in our class, we'll talk to them or try and get them back on, and then either I'll stay in the room and teach, and my cooperating teacher will go out and talk with them out in the team area, or I'll go talk with them and she'll stay in to teach. And so we just kind of reverse it, and we just are trying to stay on top of the situation so that nothing like that happens again, because it really did shake up some of the kids. So obviously the student during the situation, we had two involved. The one who started the fight was the one who didn't own up, didn't think that he did anything wrong. Whereas the other one, the one that was kind of on the reactive end, still threw a punch and still had some nasty words going. He admitted to it right away, and then they went to ISS, and as we were talking to them, we just tried to say that their behavior reflects our team, and reflects our teachers, and reflects them, and we don't want them to not be in a good spot because of the situation. And so we just started to talk about what we could do to maybe stop that from happening the next time, how we could talk to a teacher about whatever was bothering us, or maybe use words and kind words about it, and have that heart-to-heart conversation rather than having it escalate as much as it actually did. So that was kind of a big thing for us. And then again, we're just looking at school and trying to keep them as focused and on task as possible, because we think that once they're back in the classroom, they want to put it behind them, and they really do. We haven't seen any behaviors from these kids since they've been back in the classroom, and so we want to keep them on that role, I guess. And then finally, my cooperating teacher was also not there, but after the incident happened, they went to ISS, and we had a directed studies class right after that happened, and so I stayed and watched the directed studies kids, and she went to the ISS room to talk to these kids and have those conversations about what happened, why it happened, how we can prevent it from happening in the future. And so she kind of did that, and then again, we've just been keeping an eye on these kiddos since they've been back in the classroom and since they've kind of returned to their regular schedule. And we haven't really seen anything that makes us concerned about where they're going. So we want to keep it at that and kind of put this fist fight behind us and make sure that something like this doesn't happen again. So we're just trying to be very proactive and reactive as well in how we're handling situations. We want to let the other kids know that it's not okay to do this, and we also want to let these two boys know that we are there to support them, and if there's an issue, we have their best interest in mind. We're not scary teachers who don't want to help out, and so we just need to keep conveying that to our students and just keep being there for them and talking to them about what is going on in their lives. If something at home is happening, to talk to us about it and that kind of thing. So again, I didn't witness this event, but it definitely impacted how our team has been working, and hopefully we don't see anything like this again, but if it does, I think I kind of have an idea of how to begin to go about handling this. So yeah, thanks for watching.